Oh, good morning. How is everyone today? It's been a while since I've played Elder Scrolls on stream, I think. I almost did the other night, but I forget what my reasoning was. I ended up ending instead. You've missed quite a bit. If you were following Mdrasa's story. Although you've missed a lot of her progress. And I hate to say it, but she did have a couple of moments that were quite pivotal to her character. Because it's my grindy guild character, but it is still a character. She kind of came into her own the more we ended up playing her. So to fill you in on the gaps, I was toying with the idea because Mdrasa is part of the Ebonheart Pact, but because KHAJIIT are part of the Outmarried Dominion by faction, by race. I was toying with the fact that as an Ebonheart Pact member, I would not be helping the Dominion in Grahtwood. Obviously, Grahtwood and Elderroot being the capital of the Dominion, as chosen by the High Elves, Queen Ariane. So, half of the missions here in Grahtwood are actually very interesting when framed from the perspective of an outsider infiltrator. Of course, if you work for the Dominion, it's all still positive because you are rooting out usurpers and traitors. From my perspective though, as an Eldenroot loyalist, as a Ebonheart Pact loyalist, it's been very fascinating questing through Grahtwood, killing off Outmarried Dominion general officers, military personnel. At one point, there was a managerial role that we took out. And I decided to lean wholeheartedly into that character trait, the Ebonheart Pact loyalist story was developing, in a sense. So I took a quick detour off stream super long ago now, about a month ago. We took a detour, we went down to Anvil, and we found out that the Dark Brotherhood were recruiting. So we may have completed the initiation quest for the Dark Brotherhood, which got us the Blade of Woe, which lets us actually assassinate enemies and certain NPCs if we are undetected. Then we came back to Grahtwood, slight detour. Took me a day, but nothing too egregious. The effects of the Blade of Woe, though, however, not being understated, let me tell you, because I've been having CPU started up apparently. Apparently it's all OBS. Nothing else. Discord is if it's just the two of us, I'm skipping it. I will say, Tone, I know Sook is streaming at the moment, but I did let her know that it's Saturday Deep Rock, and Gunner is free, so if she's still on board and up for it, she's not in the Discord, so you wouldn't have read any of that, but we might have Sook on as Gunner, if she's not completely exhausted by the end of her stream, at least. But yes, I digress. Been on a character arc, and we finally actually have a bit of story here from Mdrasa. leaning more into the Ebonheart Pact loyalist angle, we then went and completed all of the main story quests for Grahtwood. Minor spoiler warning, if you are interested in playing through the Grahtwood storylines, you end up killing a lot of people that are super important to the Aldmeri Dominion. So that was cool, because I just got to be an assassin for the Aldmeri Dominion. It's, again, it's framed in a way that is positive to the Aldmeri Dominion, but it is still really fascinating when taken outside of that perspective. For the most part, I've really just been online doing my daily quests, doing daily dungeons, daily questing, daily crafting, using up XP scrolls, not doing a whole lot. Once I finished the Grahtwood quest lines, I basically kind of stopped doing any questing entirely, so I haven't gone back to High Isle yet, but that is completely untouched from where we... I need 2 mahogany bows. Chelsea? Yeah, we'll see how Sook feels, but I don't even know how long she plans on going tonight. If she wants to join, it's like, I won't hold it against her if she's run her muck. If she's had her run tonight. Iron hide? Is that a real material? Thick leather, spider silk. Do I have any iron hide? Alright. That makes clothing grits a little interesting. Yeah, if she's had her run tonight already and she wants to end up and just chill for the rest of the night, I don't mind. It was a bit short notice only mentioning it a couple of days ago as it is, so... We still have 400 dwarven ingots. Can I salvage anything? Nope, no research. So yes.
Those keepers must keep you in their prayers each night.
Jasa has technically started down the Ebonheart Pact loyalist assassin storyline. It's,
you believe all
you know,
a Daedric prince.
Like most politically motivated stuff, it's not deranged and we don't go around murdering everyone. You know, not unless there's daily challenges for it. You know, and maybe. Speaking of daily challenges, what do we have today? Oh. Yeah, okay. The game really wants to emphasize that, doesn't it? Of course, today of all days is the day that one of the daily challenges is just murder people. You construct 10 items at the blacksmith. Loot thieves' trove, complete 1 trial and kill 4 people. Lovely. We have both the recipes here, which is nice. But questing-wise, we are technically almost ready to go back to High Isle and keep questing with Lady Arabelle DeVoe. I'm not actually sure. How is the stream running terribly? I don't keep seeing it saying that it's running out of resources, and I don't know thing on my end that normally gets it running okay. I am just going to have to open it on my phone, make sure it's not absolutely a big. Come on, phone. I've got 2 coffees here. It's a bit overkill, but you know, normally the first sip and I'm like, oh, time to nap. So I figured I'd start a coffee before dinner. Super, super late dinner. I think I ordered it like 2 in the morning. Oh, that is terrible. Why is it so bad? Do I have to, maybe I'll reset OBS really quickly. I don't know why it's that bad. It shouldn't be. I am in Grahtwood. Credit where it's due. We're in like the capital city of the Outmarried Dominion at the moment, so we are likely to run into perhaps some issues. Alright. Oh. There we go. Now, I was here because I need iron hide, whatever that
Hello
is.
there.
Leather. Materials. This is clothier. Rubido, embroidery, river wax. God, you're selling at a higher price than I am. Most of my drow wax is only up. Good lord. Most of my drow wax is only up for 18,000 each.
How may I
less.
serve?
Raw ancestor silk, 200 at 250, and then drow wax. I don't think anyone has iron hide. Top grain hide. One of them. Insane. I mean, this is one patch of traders. So there's lots of Rubido leather actually, and some of them at pretty agreeable prices. 127. We could get for 3,000. We can set ourselves up on Rubido leather actually pretty handsomely there, so I'm gonna say yes. But no one has ironhide. Do I have a clothier? I might have to see if I have a clothier thing. What do you call it? Rubido hide? No. If we have a clothier survey, we might have to go do one of those, because that should give us the best material we need. Wow. Lots of ancestor silk. Embroidery at 8. There's 1,200 listings that average 22 coin per and cap out at 9,000 per. Bonanza price listing is 1807. I can sell the maximum in stacks of 200. Literally, I could buy these and flip. Hemming as well. Doesn't that average 20? Bonanza price is 9, so that bonanza price is way lower. I'm tempted actually to flip some of this embroidery. I don't know, we have 76 on us, so we'll keep a little bit for ourselves. And 9 to 10. 9 to 15. Bonanza price. 16 listings, 1,500 items. 6. I'm gonna undersell them at like 15. We pay like 3 gold and get profit per item of 3. Bad business strategy. But you do actually have to sell them. I've got a lot of stuff with that in mind. Flipping items is not profitable if it doesn't sell. But I suppose, devil's advocate, if it doesn't sell, then just burn the item up. Use. I don't want to have to Google I don't want to have to Google to try and find where they're selling iron hide, though. Do we have a clothier writ here? Old Harbour, there's an
How do you
enchanter
know?
survey.
Were you there?
Grahtwood treasure
I
maps.
heard she had nothing to do with it.
We do not. Alchemist survey. Blacksmith survey. No clothier survey. Can you buy them? I mean, 1,000 gold for a clothier writ might actually save me a couple of thousand on the resources anyway. Let's find out what's in the bank. Hey, look, it's my Drew axe. 16,000. I'm undercutting. I am the bonanza. Look at that. Bonanza price, 162 listings, 1,400 items sold for 19,000 average. But the merchant master price, 3 sales, 3 items in the last 7 days. All me. I am setting the market with this item. Which is surprising considering how many copies of Drew Axe we run across in all the other guilds that are more priced than this. None of them are sold, apparently. Fascinating. The fact mine are still here. I suppose that is the problem with the TDC listings. They don't list by price, they list by, preferably at default, they list by time posted. So you always get the most recent posting first.
So, you're telling me that no matter what happens, anything I put here will be safe?
Right, consumables.
Our security is peerless.
I'll need you to take care of this for me
Trophy.
then. Keep it safe.
Treasure map, treasure map.
Guard, we've got a lawbreaker here.
Nothing here. I don't know if I can search. Bonanza. I'm seeing. Oh, time seen less than 1 minute. I just looked them all up, didn't I? I haven't got anything drop below 10 days though yet. I think if I get stuff with 10 days left or less, then I'll probably take them off them.
This one can guarantee
need
not.
to clothier writ though.
Believe what
I
you
suppose
like.
we just go out and harvest
Go down there.
clothing materials manually. But we are on an XP scroll. So I figure we do the dailies and we go out crafting once we're done. Did we get everything except the clothier writ? Yes. Clothing is satchel. Cloth, not hide. We need leather because it's iron hide. Oh well. Daily complete. How did I get new daily crafting writs but not new daily dungeon? Or did I complete the dungeon just at the start of the day? There's no way, I do this every time. I finish my crafting writs, I turn them in and immediately queue for dungeon. There is no way I've somehow done one today and not the other.
Hello.
Oh well. At the very least, we have 2 crates of everything. I'm gonna get rid of alchemy. And enchanting. Provisioners pack, blacksmith and woodworkers. Provisioners pack. Recipe and ingredients. It's not a bad set of ingredients, honestly. Clothing is satchel. Iron thread! Oh, it's a pullets and a shipment of cloth. Still, iron thread is really close to what we need. Woodworker's case. Something with a lot of stuff, actually. Now we have shipment of cloth. We did get ebon thread, but not enough to actually refine into material, I don't think. There we are. We're readied up. Ingots. Get through these quickly.
Haven is free
Dwarven,
of
ebony,
pirates. Looks like General
What was
Endari
it?
kicked them out.
Dwarven, ebony, and...
How do you know? Were you there?
I didn't catch the last one. After this, I'm gonna get out of Grahtwood. Oh, hey, there's big news you haven't actually caught up with if you've been following Mdrasa's story. We're house owners now. We were given that free apartment over in High Isle, but now we actually have our own property. Awkwardly, it's here in Grahtwood. So, we've moved
Make sure
in
this
with
one doesn't go running
the
off, you
ordinary
hear?
Dominion.
I'm not done with him yet.
Do we have a quest? By order of the Silver Dawn.
These curs think they can break me.
Okay. I will
Dead
just be
or...
breezing over these because people don't mess around.
The pack is all I have! I won't let you take them from me!
I'm being a bit slow, but
Now I have to deal with intruders? Just great.
interesting. I gained a champion point. Okay. So this is where I am currently just up to. We hit level 50. Function-wise in the character, we've gone from level 30 plus to level 50. Why did I get locked out? Functionally, there's been a change.
Release the prisoners. I'm sure they're hungry.
Dealing with champion points, and I suppose technically we're up to late game content now. Apparently there's a guy died here. Why did he die?
Open the cell doors.
Like it's my job to keep
time
people
feed
healed?
the
What's this?
prisoners. Guard, empty yourselves.
keep my dots up, shall I?
I told you to escape with the others.
And Narazda told you she has the right to face her captor as well.
Fine. If you want to die playing hero, it's on you.
Best. Okay. Now we're just in some kind of port, I guess. Cheese? If I do. Jesus. Stamina. I'm dead. Not summon Ender while I'm out. You put me here? The door's shut, you dicks. Just able to be phased through, apparently. Right. Oh. Okay. They will be phased through? Open. That's so weird. Okay. Catch up. There is group stuff, so there's activities that you do with other players. Dungeons and trials are activities that you do with other players, so we would be put in a group. Like when you play... I'm trying to think. Have you ever played Battlefield 4? You get put into a group automatically when you join a match. It doesn't have to be people you know, you can just be put in those groups. These. Not much by the looks of it, but... Who's dying? It's another one? like that they just reset. Is that not able to be broken out of? Timing on that dot, actually. Oh, for the love of all that is... Why would you shut a door immediately? I'm gonna read this thing.
Trapped in those roots.
There, you get it?
Quickly, dodge those thorns.
Oh my lord, they got one shot!
Try to slip free! Those doors will pierce right through you! The Guardian will use those brigands to heal! Kill them first!
Come on. Need one of you up. If you don't have soul gems. Or, never mind, I got one shot. Jesus! Are we missing our tank? I think we're missing our tank. I can't tell. Wait, waiting for the battle to end? Why can't I resurrect? Okay. So we're not allowed to here for reasons. And I suppose if I wait I take it it's 2 damage dealers and a healer though that we are missing the tank. Guess that was who left. I will assume disconnected by internet dropout and not intentionally leaving, but
Try to slip free!
alright. I don't have any way to stop them being one-shot though.
The Guardian is calling Spriggans to aid it. You must stop them. Don't become trapped in those roots. Watch out for those storms.
This guy... I felt like it is 2 damage dealers and a healer. But I gotta try and keep this guy alive then if that's the case. But if he gets one shot, there's not much I can do against that.
Those storms will pierce right through you.
just gotta keep my dots on them and hope he survives that. He did not survive that. Ooh, go, go! Other guy is full health. This enemy has 1,000,000 health left. I just have to keep everyone alive. That's not so easy when you have one dealing with ads. I guess they have to, right? Because the ads are healing this. It's gone up by 100,000 health. And I need to cancel my long attacks and start actually casting spells here to keep the guy alive. Okay, okay. He parried, but this is...
Quickly, dodge those thorns!
Come on.
It's summoning brigands! Quickly, defeat them!
We got it down to below 1,000,000. Come on, two. Five.
Watch out for those thorns!
5. One's dead.
Brigands are still out there! You must stop them!
We got rest, I think. Oh, the other guy goes down. There he goes.
Don't become trapped in the...
This is
thorns will pierce
brutal.
right through you!
Come on, come on, come on. I don't know if I can dodge roll that one hit though.
You must stop them!
That needs to be probably something I do though. Okay. 80, 60,
Quickly, get out! Avoid those thorns!
90. He's self-healing pretty well. He went down. It's aggroed to me, my guy. You gotta do the res if I'm aggroed.
Watch out for those thorns!
He's not aggroed to me. I don't have enough mana to deal with this. And the aggro, please, for the love. Okay, this is fine. He's got the res.
Kill the Guardian! They must be defeated! Don't become trapped in the... Those thorns will pierce right through you!
This is fine. I can deal with aggro. I don't have stamina or magic to be dealing with this. You knocked me out of my damn spell.
You must defeat the remaining... You must escape those roots quickly!
There's a spriggan from outside of the area. What are we meant to do against that? Come on. Look at that. Spriggan outside of the area. Low on magicka. I need to eat some borscht instead.
You must avoid those
Alright.
thorns!
Off. I hope that's not line of sight. I really do. Can you stop? They're both dead again. This is... Hey, minion guy? I need you to actually be a tank. Thank you. No, 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 no. I didn't mean to aggro you. Come on. Minion? Please be a tank. Me, where's a tank, bro? Oh well. Oh, try again.
You must escape those rooms before it's too late!
Come on. Aim.
Those thorns will pierce right through!
Alright. I've ate my borscht. I don't think that reset. I think that might have reset.
Quickly, get out!
Eating another borscht, and then I'm switching to my mana potion.
Heal the Guardian! They must
I actually have to pay attention here.
You must avoid those storms!
I don't know the symbols, but they both have the same symbol, and we're all super squishy and getting one shot, so I have to assume it was the tank that landed.
Those roots will crush you! Try to slip free!
Maybe that's the meta, maybe I need to keep him alive.
Watch out for those storms!
If I switch staves and go shield. Like that. Put dots down and stuff.
In those roots.
That down.
Dark moons! It's summoning Spriggans! Quickly, defeat them!
Next up will be its big hit, right? I'm actually gonna have to learn this thing on the fly. Good lord. Let's put my AoE down.
Escape those roots before it's too late!
More shield.
Don't allow those Spriggans to keep healing the Guardian! By those roots! Quickly, get out! You must avoid those storms!
This is doable, but it's just way harder when one of us wipes. But we're all learning, so...
The Guardian will use those Spriggans to heal! Kill them first!
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Quickly, dodge those thorns! You must escape those roots before it's too late!
I really am using a ton of my magic. Okay, this is fine.
Don't ignore those Spriggans, Walker! They... Watch out for
Slightly
those
too
thorns!
slow on that shield there.
You'll be trapped by those roots! Quickly, get out!
Come on, come on. I know 500,000. I say that like it doesn't only have like 1 million health here.
Those roots will crush you. Try to slip free.
Come on, come on. I can't deal with delays right now.
Quickly, dodge those thorns. Trapped by those roots. Quickly, get out.
Oh.
We have to keep moving. The Bailey up ahead is...
You're in no state to fight, sweetmeat. Our friends will have to take care of Mylan.
Is that it?
Don't call me sweetmeat.
Please tell me that's it. There's no... Oh, there's no, that was the final boss, right? No! It's fine, look.
Once and for all.
I'm casting spells off a cooldown and okay, we are dead, 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 dead. Give me my other staff, shield. Come on, come on. Die. Can you bugger off? Staff?
The Silver Dawn were fools to try to fight us.
Holy cow. Oh. Enter the moon hunter. That's what else there. Alright. Good lord, how are we all dying so quickly? Right. Shoot. Okay.
Because Anna told the intruders will be dealt with. Must she handle everything herself?
They shall not intrude much longer,
He's celebrating.
mistress.
Fuck it.
I swear it.
Which is my fortifying potion? I know this one is.
relish the taste of your flesh. I'll rend your flesh and feast upon the meat. Quickly, feast upon, rip that one apart first.
All we have to do.
I'll rip you to pieces.
All we have to do is stay alive. We have a random. Hey, did he rejoin? No, we have another healer.
My claws will tear you to shreds.
I do have a little lizard following me, yes. He's a fire salamander. Oh, so who are we missing
We
and how do
cannot
I
continue
check
like
their
this.
roles?
If you transform now, we'll all be at risk.
Is that
You
the
think I
same
don't know
symbol?
that already,
Same as
cat?
this is the same symbol.
Save
Is
your
that just...
concern. I have a plan.
Okay, I think that's just the
I
class,
just need
not the
some
actual
belladonna berries.
role in the team.
They should be further within the
Because
keep.
I'm a Templar and I think that is the Templar symbol, the healer symbol. DPS is a stave, and tank is a sword and shield, I believe. Wow. I guess it was actually dropped out. Now we're doing not so bad anymore. Isn't it nice? Letter to Mylene. Hello! So, I don't know, the symbols all in front of me above their names too, but they all have that sword symbol. It does, I don't know, because the Templar appears to be giving out heals too. Also, I thought we were coming to the end of the dungeon, but guess not. One's dead. Run away! Except that guy behind me. I'm gonna try and kite him up here then. Just gonna go backwards. There we go, we caught up with everyone. Look at my little fire salamander. He actually does light on fire. Never when I look at him. Oh, we're dying. We'll go look at the fire lizard later when people aren't dying here. I don't know if this is the same guy that was in the group before. Pumpkins! Odd-looking pumpkins.
Needs me. The Mac needs me.
Alright. Find me. Claustrophobic in here. I don't even see his name anymore. Spam too. I haven't needed to switch to shield for a while, actually. Here we go.
You'll fall against my magic and might. From the sides!
can't heal while doing this. Really need to be healing.
Lightning fight flows through me!
5.
Siblings, join me in the hunt!
3.
If you will not die, you leave me no
2.
choice.
Now then, move to flank!
I do like how most of my abilities go in a descending manner. For the giant AoE. 4, that doesn't do enough on its own. 3, for another dot during combat. Technically, if you're not trying to
So this is
desperately
your
heal.
plan? A magical scroll with some miraculous cure?
Yes, that's exactly what this is.
Oh.
Perhaps you should think before you speak, cat. Oh, Mizu.
4, 3, 2. Look at the doggies on a leash. Do I need to heal? Oh, they're not on the leash anymore.
You have not fallen. Still alive. Well, my cosa simply... You're more resilient than my cosa thought.
Oh, done.
We must leave! Aedonatus has finally transformed!
No. No, I can control it. For now, at least. You've done, and for that, yes, I was able to find something suitable within the.
All is well then, yes? Vycosa is killed.
That's
You are cured.
fascinating.
A happy ending all around.
Can I leave?
Narasda, I
not allowed to.
know you're one of them. A werewolf. I knew it the minute I transformed.
Light on fire.
Oh, will you kill her then? Will you kill your ally just because of what she is?
There he goes.
No.
It's big giant
It goes
versions of him,
against my
actually.
beliefs, but I
I
won't
don't think
kill
we
you.
even found any
I can't.
tests in this area.
But should
I'm
we
just
meet
gonna
again,
portal back.
I make no promise to stay my sword.
Holy cow. What an effort. If I could commend them, like upvote their accounts, that's a hell of a match. Good. Good. Free loot. I'm about to be kicked out though, so the hunt for chests. Honestly, in this dungeon, I didn't think we're gonna find anything. It was so massive. I like that one. Normally, I don't mingle a lot in these games, but honestly, after that match, I think it'd be nice to have some people that are at least positive in how they play. I'm looting random crap. I need to be looking for heavy bags. We're about to be kicked. Trunk. Very good. Regular sack. Regular sacks. No. It is done. Holy cow. What an effort and a half though. We wiped 3 times at a random bramble boss. To be fair, that bramble boss having healing and one-shotting us, I think that made it the hardest boss in the whole... Where are we? I think that made it the hardest boss in the whole dungeon. It had heals and one-shot potential. Oh, nothing like our old cold coffee. Unidentified Moon Hunter armaments. Moon Hunter breeches. Oh, do I get random loot now? It's not just loot you pick up, it's now random. Interesting. Ironhide scraps. 4 of them. Not enough to make anything out of. We're going to need, like... This hurts to say out loud. We're going to need maybe 50 of these because we're going to use about 10 per. And 10... It takes 10 to get a minimum of 7. So you could get like 38 or something out of a pile of 50 scraps. And you're going to need 10 to craft 3 items. That's a lot of scavenging without a clothier room. Hurts to say out loud because it's like, oh, let's just go find some. Just find some? It's gonna be like a whole day's worth of scavenging for spider silk and whatever. I mean, I don't even know. You just get it off of animals that give you hide, right? So do we just go hunting things like wolves? That's what we'll have to do. Unless Ironhide is from a particular animal in question, I'm not sure. Alright, let's look at the aftermath side. Golden Saint collect. I can be a Golden Saint. Werewolf Hunter. We got a trophy. Werewolf Hunter hat. I love it. It's just Van Helsing. It's a Van Helsing hat. It's really neat. Costumes. I can be a Golden Saint. That is Golden Saint, cleavage and all. Why can I wear Sheogorath's personal... We'll not question it, shall we? Furnishings. Undaunted troops. Werewolf. Does this have a hat? I think I checked ages ago. Does this have a hat? It does. This is rather intimidating hats and a hood. And I think I like just seeing the KHAJIIT's face. Who would have worn it? This thing? Oh, you mean the seducer armor? I kind of like the hat. It's completely left the field and doesn't fit the rest of my costume. Do we have anything that does fit it? No, not at all. We're not a privateer. That's very over-the-top Mythic Dawn mage. It's like a Mythic Dawn battle mage. The colour scheme is reminiscent of this, but I don't know what faction it is. It says Court of Bedlam. That's just peasant's clothes, thief outfit, Knight of the Flame. Oh, the Bosma armor. Right? Knight of the Flame. Is this Bosma armor? No, take the hat off. It kind of reminds me of Bosma armor. Not sure. Try to think. Those armor services. Chainmail was always... Chainmail in Oblivion was just its own style, but you had Elven, Dwarven, Orcish, and there was a couple of other race-based armor sets you could get in the old classic games. I have to say, Grim Harvester is just really hard to ditch. It's such a fitting outfit. It's not over the top. It's simple, it's got a nice color palette. I think I gotta stick with Grim Harvester, but I wear the hat for a bit, right? We have to wear that hat for a little while. Right, where are we going next? How much garbage did we pick up? I still haven't put any of these away, have I? Already known. A purple recipe. Minimum 1,700. Average 4,000 just shy. Maximum 10,000. 23 listings. Rice, rose, coffee, and Bourbet juice. Bourbet juice. Health recovery by 388. Magicka and stamina. 2 hours. Scales from 45 to 49. It's not a bad little recipe to have. Since I already know.
Deposit?
Can't put any of the stuff I haven't actually collected. Maybe we can get some of this lighter armor we might be able to scrap and actually turn into some of the materials we need. We have iron thread epaulets there after all. How is that worse? Oh, it's worse by a long shot. Look at the level. I was gonna say, how is a purple that we just picked up worse, but we haven't just picked it up, I don't think. Where would we have got a level 39 ring? Stamina recovery and maximum magic. Interested. Necklace of the Warlock is a Jailer's ring. 144 health recovery and a maximum health. We could replace both. It's a flat benefit over the Plague Doctor, actually. Wait, that light. No, okay. We're only gonna get heavy on. None of this works. Weapons. Birch Plane Restoration Staff. No. So, which one was it? Jailer's Ring. We want to take the upper one off. The Jailer's Ring on. That is an improvement. Max health also goes up. And it goes towards the Jailer's set. Silver Dawn. That's the same item. Pauldron of the Green Pact. Savage Werewolf set, we haven't got any. This is medium armor, so it doesn't give us any benefit, despite a 10 level difference. No armor benefit. And it would change out max health or max stamina. To be fair, I did run out of stamina doing a fair bit of dodge rolling before. And Curious of the Drow Kingslayer. This is going down to medium armor, so it's actually worse. Alright, well, it is what it is. Where should we go next? I've done the dailies. Done my crafting. We did technically drunk our refreshing drink to try and beat everything before. What do we have that we can put there instead? Oh, we have 2 Grahtwood treasure
Now,
maps.
as
Let's
I'm
do
sure
those.
you've all noticed, the Elden Tree is impressively tall. Equally impressive is that King Cormoran Aradon's throne lies in the tallest branches of the tree.
Excuse me, is it really at the top?
Magica.
If so, how would one get up there to meet with him?
A trunk has 3 landings within it. The topmost one takes you to the King's throne. The climb is worth it, I assure you.
We don't really have a lot of high-level food here. Those single items. With
As you
recovery.
may have encountered, all throughout Valenwood live the spinners, the most faithful devotees of Ifrit, our most important god.
How would this one know a spinner apart from other Bosmer? Not to sound rude, but this one has trouble telling elves apart.
There are 3 around you now. Look for the Bosmer sitting in scenic places, but they will not move without being moved. All that spinners should ever do is tell stories, according to Ifrit.
Right. Use Bane. Old Coast. That island has not got anything on it yet. Should we go back to Hyrule? I just said that. I've repeated myself and gone back through the whole process of doing the Grahtwood treasures, haven't I? We have enough carry space to do a Grahtwood treasure. Grahtwood treasure map 4. Let's test my memory. We've been wandering around this place for how long now? Let's test my memory. Grahtwood treasure 4. I can't tell if that's a waterfall. I don't think it's meant to be a waterfall, judging by these scratch marks on all the other shaded areas.
Please, listen to me for just a moment. It's very important.
We'll head to the north. Hey, Big Jammers, welcome in. So, I don't think it's a waterfall. Those are rocks. That looks like a building with scaffolding. A large tree. There's no other distinct. Most of these are meant to contain distinct silhouettes, and I figure these 2 rocks here have a distinct silhouette. But I can't tell if this is scratching just shading on a tree or scratching scaffolding. Everything else has a directional scratch. This has a cross pattern, which makes me think it's a building. It's part of the drawing instead of part of the shading. Where are we going to go, though, that fits that description? There are so many of these rocky pieces jutting around the entire landscape. It really doesn't feel super insightful to see this thing. Where's the Hercene world boss? Hercene's hen. I've got a hunch. Might be down south, but before we head there, let's at least find out where they're going. I do apologize. My overlays are dead. I forgot to refresh them when I was culling background processes on OBS. Is the overlay gonna load? You're not loading. Turn it off and back on again. Last resort. It broke. It's not even showing chats. Alright, I'll switch back to my other one. Okay. That's not showing up on stream at all. How long has that been happening? None of the messages are showing up. How come? Transform, hit the screen, Okay, so HAJIIT is the soundalert.com that we use. But I don't see text chat either. Means unlurk won't play either.
Back again. And you?
I'm being called a liar. So why is the unlurk sound playing but nothing is showing up in chat? For what reason would there be for the stream elements overlaid to play audio but not to be visible? I'll tell you, there's actually a good dance, the board dance. A good dance, a good test. This item is on cooldown. Oh, bugger it, unlurk and board share, sound alert. I gave them both the category sound, didn't I? Which is a 30-second cooldown. I gotta go back up. So, question is, why do we not have text showing up in stream? I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not sure. We'll try a board. So, okay. We can hear it, but we can't see it. What could I possibly have? There's nothing above it that's visible. Browser. Test. Okay, make visible. Audio via S. What is like the entire... I feel like... Okay. I feel like the entire browser plugin for OBS has absolutely died. I'm not gonna reset UI. I want to reload UI. Reset UI sounds scary. So it looks like, okay, so I have, here's the test, right? I have Wordle. I have Quaddle. They just do not load. They load. They are now loading into RAM and they appear there now as processes. They're not appearing on stream. Even if I get rid of game function. They load, but they're not there. They're not visible. What a bizarre thing. I'm gonna try something. OBS is now frozen. This is good. There we go. So we're in a different scene. Photo. Photo? Nothing. Stream elements overlay. Right, test. Nothing. I really did just kill all browser plugin. Crazy. I suppose we don't have any overlays or browser elements until I restart OBS. What a bizarre thing to not have noticed until 2 hours into the stream. But the sound plays. That's what I don't get. The sound played, but not... It didn't play the sound alert sound.
By the way, do you happen to know what the fine is here in Cyrodiil for
criminal scum?
Just asking.
Okay. Interesting. We just didn't get to hear hydrate. I'll leave it. I'll turn the box off because there's no point having a darkened shadow for chat, so you can read it easier if there is nothing to read. And it also means Board won't dance anymore, but we will still hear the noise. Oh well. Apologies for that. Small technical issues. I mean, this is the only place where you'll find the best scuffed content all year round. Radio. And we were looking at a treasure map. That silhouette, plus the wooden structures over here, and we've got the stairwells over here. I think that has to be... Maybe they're both down south. Because that structure is next to a town. Might be down here somewhere. Alright, we'll head down south. I'm gonna head to Hercine's Henge. Go to preview. Another bad Nick treasure map. Oh, we have a bounty. What's the endeavor today? Just loot 1, we did it. Alright, kill 4 people and 10 items at a blacksmith. I really know that murder is going to be the easiest way to get one of the endeavors done though. What was the other endeavor? No, that might actually be the easier. Complete 1 trial. I don't have a group ready for a trial. You stop. This is why I need Ember. Ember has my back. I ate something. What did I eat? A potion. That's not the worst. I suppose. What's the least harmful thing I can eat here? Is that a fortifying chicken? It is. I was thinking. This is taken from the perspective of something super high. So, we're high up looking down over something. That's the excavation cave, then. I think that was this place. Ossuary of Elachar? Or was it Sunderu? The Palestinian winter site, maybe. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. We'll just continue on to where I have mine. For south. Silver. Still collecting new resources then. A good Saturday morning to you too. How are things over your way? So we have gone accidentally in the direction of the Winter Palestini side. Is that what it's called? Oh, we just have mail. Hang on. Will you open any of these? Haven't loaded. Who are you? There's a lady we gave a book to earlier. Where are the hiccups? Trade here? Calm and relaxing? How has it been my way? Besides accidentally killing my overlays for the day, it's not been too bad. We've got all of our daily stuff out of the way. I do have daily endeavours left. At the moment, I'm trying to go on a bit of a treasure hunt with absolutely no idea what I'm looking for. We have that. See, there's obviously a definitive silhouette of a building in the background. I know that building. The thing I need to find is that building, but with wooden scaffolding on the left and wooden stairs on the right. The second treasure we have to find is here. It has a top-down perspective over some kind of valley. And I think the defining two silhouettes here are this rock, a rock behind it with some kind of, looks like a funnel. I think it's just going to be a flat piece of rock over there. And between them, you have what also looks like more scaffolding, like a statue of some kind, which I thought, this looks awfully a lot like it might be, where did we mark? Right here, Ersine's Henge. So we're going to try and see if we can find anything over there. This is guesswork. I did go on a bit of a treasure hunting grind and get rid of a bunch of my maps. I found out they're all bound to my account, so I can't sell them. I can sell some of them. These Grahtwood ones, for example, they have the orange number below, which means you can sell them. But I took them all out because I was like, why sell them for 2,000 septims when there's other more valuable things you can sell? And you can only list 30 items at a time. So I took these ones out. I figured if they're only worth 2,000 septims, I'm just gonna go get the stuff myself. That aside, stories included, there are a couple that are worth a lot of money that we have sold. High Isle is the new area that's in the game at the moment, and those ones apparently go for 60,000 septims or up. And we have those ones sitting there on the market. We tried to put it at a little bit of a price hike. We are not putting a competitive price for our High Isle treasure maps at the moment because I think the price does keep creeping up, but you could argue both ways, right? The longer I wait to drop the price, then the lower that price drop is going to have to be, because the average is going up. But the minimum is going down, because the market is getting more and more over time. So this is Ersine's Henge. What do you think about this? I think we have to be over that. Perspective, I think, is from this direction. Line ourselves up in this way. We might be able to actually find its treasure file. We beat this world boss already, so we don't have to fight them. No, treasure 4. Big thing over here. We've got what looks like a doorway there, actually, I just noticed. A tree. Just stuff in the background, and you have those 3 objects in the middle. From that direction, I don't know, you do have that obelisk there, actually. Maybe we are at the wrong space, because I was thinking that was the obelisk in the background, but there's no trees that align with that framing. If we go over here, doesn't that kind of look it? The silhouette in the background doesn't look even slightly close, but you've got the doorway here. Tree. There's no big trunk tree that's meant to be right there, if that's the case. But it doesn't look it. Alright, we'll have to find another set of obelisks to go gork at. I don't think we've found it. We'll go back to the other perspective though. But there's no tree that side except for that small one there. Or is there a door? What happened with the overlays? I was dropping frames when I started upstream, so I kind of maybe went into OBS and right-click and tasked a lot of browser plugins. So one of those browser plugins was just the browser engine that OBS uses. When I right-click end the browser engine that OBS uses, all of your browser plugins stop displaying at all. They just don't display. They're still there. I can turn browser plugins on or off all day. They will load into memory and out of memory. They even play sounds and interact like they're meant to, but you just don't see them. The engine running them, or at least the web interface, doesn't exist anymore. I can fix it by restarting OBS, but I think we might just have to have a scuff stream without the overlays for once. So long as no one else minds. The biggest loss is going to be Dancing Board. Otherwise, most of my overlays were more or less just the text chat showing up on screen. Which, I mean, it doesn't really need to be there. I more or less keep it there. It's for personal preference a little bit with VODs. It's a little awkward when the screen doesn't show what is being said in... Why is this glowing?
One to shove your hand inside.
Skolag, an orc of ill repute, must be brought to justice. This brigand is a known criminal, guilty of countless acts of murder, banditry, and the production of your fellow citizens and selling them into slavery. Rumors place Skolag near Mobo Mine. Balmor shall issue a suitable reward to the one who delivers his head. Mobile mine discovered. We're back at Eldenroot. Good job, me. Mobile mine south of here, apparently. Quite close. But we need to find that teardrop building. Do you think that's it? Maybe we'll go travel to the Guild of our Way Shrine. We'll head north. We'll use the Eldenroot Way Shrine, travel to Guild of Art, and we'll look at that town over there, because that could be on the opposite side of that town is where one of the treasures is. We have syntax error now. Uh-oh. What have I not been paying attention to? Could have been that. Syntax error? Not on stream, I hope. That's a shame, because I was actually kind of thinking about ending on a Wordle and a Quirtle today. I wasn't going to be streaming super long. I think what I might start doing is just portaling out away from towns. That way when I load in the next time I'm in the game, if I always save and quit, somewhere out here, right? it's still the same game. You still have to load in. It's gonna be chuggy when you first get in the game. But if I load in here instead of in the capital of the Ardmary Dominion, is where we just portaled out from, we might be able to get away with a fair bit more. Now, there is what I believe to be a teardrop building up over this rise over here. There it is. There's the teardrop building. Okay, let's actually have a look at this. Teardrop building. There's the... Okay, so it is from the other side, because there's the wooden scaffolding. Oh, there's more. Hold up, let's have a look. So, rock with an awkward shape. And the scaffolding appears to be behind the building. Do we have any rocks with awkward shapes? I don't believe on this side. Also, there would not be rocks inside the town, right? Surely. I'll have a look. Because my curiosity is the fact that for the most, I suppose for the most part, you do have the place sort of visually blocked off by trees and what? Tree. So, if that's the building, I really am struggling to see it be this side of the town. Assuming this is even the right building, there could be a couple of others that look similarly. We'll go back to where we were and try and find the line of sight. Is it at an angle at all? Bearing in mind, we can see stairs, can't we? Leave this place? It's cursed. There are too many of them now. First it was just one. He hid in the mine and seduced our children. Now they have 20. There are only a few of us left, but they are everywhere. We can't leave. We won't survive, but we refuse to surrender. Better to be torn limb from limb than to become one of them. Maybe this is at an angle. It's meant to be next to one of the rocks. The only thing I'm not sure about, it seems to draw this place as fairly empty, but it doesn't look empty in the slightest.
You're brave, reaching in there like that.
Harvestable wood? No. That's the way. Oh! Maybe the perspective was a lot closer than I thought. Tree, rock with that shape. If we look here, tree, rock. Do we have a hit? We have a hit. There we go. I knew I recognized the building. Just wasn't sure how many places I was going to have to go to to find them all. I swear, this building is not unique to this location. I could be wrong about that, though. Right. So, next treasure map. It's a perspective looking down into a valley with what looks like some kind of statuette. Almost 3 little statuettes around it too. Could it be alien? You've got a doorway over there. Could it be alien? I don't think so. Definitely looks like a shrine to a worm cult. And we do have... There's a couple of worm cultist areas. We could head directly south. All of this is worm cult here, actually. What is it? Gilvardi? Gilvardel? Totems are the things that are... well, I'm reading them as totems, but I have no idea what they are. Could you buy stuff off of me?
Why are you so...
Thank you. We still have the issue of perspective, though. So these shrines here, spinner shrines or whatever they're called, I don't think one of those. Just further down south we have things. This perspective thing is what's going to throw me. But I think it's a worm cult shrine that we're looking at. Let's see if we can get a look at a worm cult shrine. Indeed. They have see if that's the shrine. That's all the shrines, then that doesn't work either. Let's see if we can find anything else. We'll know if this is the place or not. We can check the thing if the trees have leaves. So it's not going to be in that area, but we can head down to the east. We can try and find our luck. The burial grounds they have over there. Oh, yeah, good ruins. Can I get my stuff? Still can't get my stuff. have to be up on the cliff for that one to count? A little rude. I never got a message back from Sook, by the way, Tone, so I don't think... Unless someone else messaged in Discord, I didn't have a ping at me, though. Just regular notifications, no apps. Oh, I think by this time it's safe to assume it's not going to be Deep Rock Saturday today. Sad, considering I missed out on the last two. Ooh. World boss. Let's not get involved in a world boss, shall we? That's a crab. I thought it was a mineral I could find. Ooh. I hate that sometimes my abilities just don't go up.
I got my nickname because my eyes reminded people of the warm embers of a fire. I think fires are much prettier.
Sure, it wasn't because you were starting fires. I mean, to be fair to Ember, he's way more of a electrical fascination than a fire one. Do all of the worm cult's shrines have dead trees? Because that kind of removes the thought I had of it being a worm cult shrine. None of them have effigies of any kind either. The only crafting skill I can't seem to level is jewelry making. Everything else is moving along at quite a reasonable pace. Jewelry making is still stuck at barely into copper. Technically, I can only craft with pewter. I can't even craft with copper yet. I'm just collecting it and refining it. Kinda hurts. There's a bit of a vantage point there, really, isn't it? Wait, we're all the way back at the scenes. Trying.
This place stinks.
Here we are back at Elden Root. I am terrible at map direction finding. I guess if you ever need someone to go on a treasure hunt with, you know not to pick me.
Nice hole.
So I really don't know what else this would be. It kind of looks like an archway there. A lot of trees. A reasonably skinny tall one. And some effigy. It really does just look like 3 tokens and a shrine with a couple of pillars behind it. It doesn't ring a bell. Having travelled up and down almost the entirety of Grahtwood, to the point where I'm only missing the Lord, which was that... Well, we know where the Lord is, we just need to go collect it, because apparently you can't do it at the bottom of the cliff. What else are we missing? 2 delves and 1 world boss. We're missing 2 sky shards, apparently, and 3 library books. I don't know.
That was exciting, my love. Another fool challenges us.
Oh. I was like, how did 2 peasants take on all of these bandits? I got my answer pretty quickly there, actually. Oh, and if you're in beast form, I can actually soul trap you. Rules of the universe, unfortunately. Imagine becoming less than human and getting soul trapped. Hey, there's an argument. An argument against enslaving KHAJIIT and Argonian is you can't soul trap them. Literally, rules of Mundus state that they are sent like they. That's it. That's a rule of Mundus. You can't argue. That's as close as you can get to actual divine intervention or God's will being evident in the world itself. You cannot soul trap an Argonian or a KHAJIIT. Okay, that's the wrong one. That, not the looking down. There's no fallen trees, so we have something over that. I mean, running on the assumption it could just be a high perspective, it's kind of seriously loose conjecture, basing in treasure hunt off of. Climb up anywhere in one of the tallest continents in the entirety of the Elder Scrolls Online. It's not even really the most mountainous either. It's just so much height. What's that? Why is that rock shiny? it's gonna be a way shrine, is it? Because it doesn't have a roof. So... should we concede? I don't know if we Google this one. We might have to concede and just Google it. I mean, there have been a couple I've needed to Google. There was one that I don't remember if I got it all the way back in the day from when I pre-ordered the game. Because I did play the game when I... But, long story short, I had a treasure map on me that straight up could not be solved. Absolutely could not be solved. It showed me a cliff and a landmark that I did find, mind you. So I was at the right place. And the key problem was that the position that the photo was taken of, looking at the landmark that I was at, was... If I went there now, the camera was basically buried 40 yards into a cliff. Like it was in the mountain, looking out. And of course, without no clip, you can't really just do that to find the exact position of the treasure. Not to mention, doubly so, that the treasure itself was hidden next to a rock. That
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
But that aside, I googled that one. I went on to YouTube and said, where the hell is this treasure? And the guy went to a spot that did still exist. And found the treasure there. So we were just able to mimic him and get away with it. But awkwardly, just had to sort of cheat on that one. And I do mean had to, because genuinely I would never have found the perspective of the treasure map. And on top of that, the landmark that was referenced did not exist anymore. But I don't know if we need to on this one. I just need to find a high up perspective that fits the visuals of the shrine with 3 photos. Lawson 15 currently writing a zombie book. Welcome in. Oh, free fish. Thank you very kindly. Free bananas. I remember a couple of weeks ago actually there was a bonanza sale on bananas. They were going for something like 5,000 per banana. So the Argonian tribe here.
Don't drink and abstain. Drink water, milk.
Argonian tribe is like the last thing I can think of architecturally wise that might fit the description of the
better drink water, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. Oh, drink water, drink water, drink.
I don't want to just surrender, but at the same time, it's not like this is super exciting stuff, is it? Let's... There has to be a place where there's just a shrine with 3 totems around it. Oh. The game didn't load in. Love it. Oh, you're dead.
but fun.
Alrighty. Thank you for the hydrate. Not particularly think of anywhere else. Problem is there's no structure around here. It's tree, maybe an archway over there. 2 obelisks, and then of course you've got the shrine in the middle. It really does smack to me of a worm cult shrine, but I can't find worm cult stuff that looks like that. The next closest thing is one of these, but there's no totems around it. Nor does it have a statuette. What are the closest we have? I'd say that, but nothing we've found has been close to what's depicted here in the image. Weirdly, and still, freshweed. Ooh, we have a new clothier fabric. And sounds lovely. I think I will have to restart OBS after all. Along with the game, I guess. So what is freshweed? There's a bush. Red flowers on it. That is impossible to see here in Grahtwood. I am never gonna spot a bush. What do I mean? A bush with red flowers that is an identical colour to all the other foliage here. Alright. Worm coat. You've arrived here at the Boneworks. You had anything resembling a totem of some kind. 3 effigies around. Maybe we'll climb up to the center of that place and look down around and see if there's anything even remote that could be it. But the audio cutting out is a bit of a pain. I really don't have an answer. I really don't. It's this kind of perspective though. And we do have trees with foliage on them. I almost want to leave the worm cult area alone for a while. There's nothing here clear. There are a couple of dig sites owned by the worm cults though. sound's not loading is abysmal. I don't know why everything is running so garbage today. OBS taking up more CPU than it should. The game was stuttering before we cut back everything, and it's stuttering again now that we brought back the overlays. Iron weed. Oh, that's right, iron weed is a fabric. We need iron hide. Nice little spot for resources here, though. Alcinium ore. Looks like keys. And we're back at Golden Root. I'm gonna bail on it. I'm not going to cheat and look it up. I'm just going to leave it for now. I feel like we've picked apart enough significant, distinct silhouettes in the treasure map that we can find it. I'm just gonna have to go wandering around one day until I do. I don't... You think that's it? I mean, not that, right? But have a look here. You've got perhaps the only outlier being the one big... No, actually, you know what? I really am immediately leaning towards Ayleid. All of a sudden. I don't know why I dismissed Ayleid so early on. Because I suddenly feel like the totem thing is completely explainable by just a random piece of broken Ayleid architecture. I mean, look at that from a distance, could be the totem. And you just need to have 3 pieces of stuff around it. Ayleids build in circles more often than not, so... You also have a ton of actual statues, although those are normally the centerpiece of the entrance. Not particularly common to have them out here unless you have them on one of those pedestals. And suddenly... I hate the audio cutting up, but I really do feel like it might be Ayleid after. We just need to find which Ayleid ruin. They all have a distinct look about them. Gone over here. I'm gonna mark the mage. You know what, actually? We could run or we could travel. I'm gonna mark this, the mage statue. And I think we're going to go for a wander east. And we're going to have a look. Ossuary of Telekar. See if he has anything that resembles our treasure map. game is so slow today. I'm gonna have to kill either OBS or the game if I want to keep streaming. I didn't plan to go for a long time tonight. I won't entirely lie. This was meant to be a segue into Deep Rock, but it doesn't look like Deep Rock's gonna be happening. I think I'm gonna look, even the NPCs haven't loaded in. Something really is going terribly wrong at the moment. And I have somehow gone terribly wrong myself.
Need something?
Grain hide scrap. So there's a stone up there. I'm gonna head up to that stone. There's also scaffolding because the Altmary Dominion were here for excavation purposes. Hey! A random hut. Take this place. I don't think hags would have built a home, right? On the climb we go. Don't think I can parkour my way up there. Is the shrine? that for nothing down there. We'll find the regular old way up, shall we? You're friendly. Oh. I thought all of these guys were enemies. You can just walk around here. Just find the regular way up without penalty. I don't have to avoid them. We do still have to find some kind of effigy with items. Hey, Royals. How are you? Oh, troll. Troll hiding in the bushes. Good lord, there's all sorts of stuff up here, isn't there? Don't you love when sounds don't leave? I have no idea what's going so wrong with the game today. It's normally not this bad. Right. There is the standing stone. Do you think it's taken from the perspective of the center of this shrine looking out? I don't see anything here that actually looks like alien ruins. Except for that archway and these 2-3 pieces of architecture in the center. And a random tree, which is where the treasure is meant to be. Problem is, I can't match any of the silhouettes. And I feel like that, if we're looking that way, that would be fairly prominent. The archway in the background, though, with the rest faded out. You've got like tree, and then you've got like scrape marks here, shading. And what looks like an archway there. And it's empty space. Because the tree, what the tree we're looking for is actually quite skinny, isn't it? And it looks like there could be like a cliff face to the left. Definitely have some rocks here. And it absolutely 100% looks like we're looking down onto an area from a higher perspective. But I'm gonna wait. I don't want to look it up. I want to try my best to find this. I know some of them are a little bit silly though when it comes to figuring this out naturally. But again, I do feel like we've been given enough clues to actually find it. I just have to persist and figure it out. I have been all up and down through the entirety of Grahtwood. This shouldn't be a super difficult problem. I hate that. When you click select all and run away and the game's like, alright, you didn't get them. Click select all, run away. The game says no. But a law book. I need that. I'm actually almost finished with my law book collection. last 6 hours on a new Valheim community server. Good Saturday night. How am I doing? I'm glad to hear your night went well. Bar the complete abrupt halt we found ourselves stuck in this last hour and a bit, I think, so far. It's been a fun night. Ooh, free food. Rather not food. Free materials. Well, good news is we're out of empty soul gems. Get up there. These guys have too high a perception. Okay. Okay, dragon. Well, obviously I probably shouldn't be. Maybe we won't try anything. Yeah, however. How far away do you have to be? Maybe you just can't. Okay, fair enough. You just can't. I don't think this is anywhere near a high enough perspective to match the map. I think I'm just gonna have to leave this treasure map for another time. We only had 2, and we can't even figure out the second one. We got the first one at least. That one. I think it only took us like 5 minutes, I think, of location searching. These,
We did it!
the broken sounds are probably more deterring, honestly, from continuing than the map being a pain. One I did mention too, this is only one of several alien ruins. We can definitely look at some others. But I don't even see anything that looks remotely similar to the geography in the map. Because it's not a whole ruin, it's like just a circle monument. What are the alien wells? Just a singular piece of unburied stonework like that. But I don't know a whole lot of places out in the wild that have that single unburied look about them. Crown Royale. How are you going? Is that the tree we're looking for? Is it just a palm tree? Let's actually try and look. It doesn't look like a palm tree. It's just really skinny compared to a lot of these other Grahtwood trees. I really don't know. I think I'm gonna call the treasure hunt off. It's a bit too much of an effort to be wandering around this pace. Nothing to show for it. I'm also awkwardly, seemingly running out of voice. We're only 3 hours into the stream and I don't have a voice anymore. Unless there's like a random location I forgot about. What's that? What's all of that? I am at a way shrine, you're right here. See a glowing tree. I can't say no to a glowing tree. Why is the tree? Oh. Hey. This whole marshy area actually could be the locale we're looking for. It's all flat. It honestly marshlands explains the texturing on the terrain. I still don't know about the archway, but that could just be the branching of a tree coinciding with the silhouette of another thing. We need to find what looks like that statuette. There should be a tree next to it. In theory. Oh. We'll try, we'll see what we can find, shall we? I keep saying I'm gonna give up on this treasure hunt, and then I do the exact opposite of giving up on the treasure hunt, but... Same woman that sailed around looking for the trader in Valheim for 8 hours, calling it quits after 3. I know. What does the world come to? I will give myself, what do you call it? Like the devil's advocate pitch or something, but in my defense, that's the phrase I think I'm looking for. In my defense, I'm normally in bed like 4 hours ago. My sleeping pattern has completely changed around since we've lost the reverse boss run schedule. But without Deep Rock today, I do kind of not really have much motivation to just go grinding aimlessly in the Elder Scrolls. Ooh, tree seed, nut house thing. Let's go over that. Before we do that though, can we get a vantage point? Something is draining my magic like you would not believe. I get to sleep at a normal time, then wake up 3 or 4 AM and it takes a few hours to get back to sleep. It's not so bad so long as I have consistency. I think my biggest problem is that I don't have a super high amount of consistency in my sleep pattern at the moment. And then you went up kind of in a loop. It's an aggressive downward spiral where the worse your sleeping pattern is, then the worse your sleeping pattern gets. So we lost, it was, oh, mudcrabs. We lost the Sunday reverse boss run in our schedule, so I started sleeping in on Sundays. And without the whole weekend stream schedule going, it very quickly devolved into me sleeping in waking up later, sleeping in, waking up later, sleeping in, waking up later. And here we are at the end result of that, where I'm now falling asleep at the same time 2 months ago where I would have been waking up. I used to wake up and start streaming 5 AM Pacific Standard Time. That was my schedule. That was the reverse bus run schedule. I would get out of bed, I would make myself breakfast at midnight, make myself a coffee or go down and buy one from the drive-thru. And I would be up and I'd be ready to stream by 5 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. Fast forward 2 months to current day, and here I am, falling asleep at 4 in the morning. Probably much closer to my actual schedule, but oh boy. It doesn't help that I keep trying to stick to the same schedule that I had, but I'm waking up and falling asleep on an entirely separate one. So... oh. Do we have a vantage point here? We could kind of have a vantage point here. But I don't think it's gonna be here. We still have to find effigy with the 3 totems. Your sleeping pattern takes weeks to fix and a day to ruin. It feels like that sometimes, doesn't it? It really does feel like it's just the easiest thing in the world to mess up. I mean, you almost isn't like, in the literal sense, you almost aren't wrong too. Like 1 day of sleeping in, and then if you don't immediately correct your sleeping pattern, right? If you go for a single day of sleeping in and don't immediately adjust back, then yeah, 1 day can ruin it. But I feel like if you are quick enough to like back into the old flow of things, then it's not so bad. Sleeping in 1 day, so long as you actually adjust and go to bed early. Yeah, it really isn't the perfect solution though. It's so easy to mess up if you don't have norms or systems in place to give you that structure that you might need.
That was fun.
We get mud crab eyes from any mud crab. Apparently we can. There's all of the mud crab eyes. Hello. Did not mean to run into them. I've almost done a whole lap of the swamp. I haven't really found anything resembling the effigy. Nor even going back to the original theory was that it was a wooden structure with scaffolding. might have to abandon it. I can put these treasure maps back into my... you know what? I might actually put them back into my bank.
Ah!
What do we have that we don't need? I'm going to keep the surveys, but I'm going to put all the treasure maps back. This. There we go. What else can we put away? There's what we'll do before we log off. I need to go and scrap a bunch of these things. One staff of shock. Well, you're running hickory, that's birch. This has a poison on it. It is quite significantly higher tiered. Steel. And I don't think we have a restoration staff, do we? How many items? What's in a bird?
Your gold looks better in our vaults than traded for some frilly foot coverings. Bear in mind, the greatest treasure of all is frugality.
Fine. He serves a purpose. That's how it goes, right? You're safe so long as you remain useful. Under the watchful eye of a predator. I think that'll be it. I think I'm gonna go back to High Isle for now. And we'll probably log out there and call it. Next time when we get back, I want to go on a bit of a High Isle resurgence. Not done the storyline in High Isle. Does anyone even remember what was happening back in High Isle? I mean, we're going back months and months. I've been on this Grahtwood side quest for 2-3 months now at this point. That's not including what I haven't streamed. That's what I have.
There's always more to do.
You've got the Grahtwood adventures have actually come to a close. There are still quests we have here in Grahtwood. But I think if I go to collections, where is it? Achievements. Somewhere in here. There's my kite. Somewhere in here. I thought it was in this one, but it's not. Oh, there are ones under here actually. Can we go recent, more recent? Ah, found it. Grahtwood Adventurer. 38 unique quests in Grahtwood. The point I was saying. Our Grahtwood side quest is complete because this is the whole time I was coming down here was to complete this quest. Complete 38 unique quests in Grahtwood. We got it, which allows us to buy property here, and we now own a house here in Grahtwood. So, that being said, we could technically kiss Grahtwood goodbye for good. We've done all the main story elements. We've done everything we could possibly want to, really. What's that? Oh, so we could go back and finish off the High Isle questline now. distracted. What's this? Tiny little tree. Okay. Underwhelming, but have no idea about anything in this game, just came to say hi. That's fine. Most of what we're going through is either character driven or part of this playthrough. I will call it a playthrough, even though this is the character I'm grinding. There's more neighbourhoods up there. No? No, that's where we just were. So when we started out with the with the intent. No, we did. We started out here in High Isle. Because the reason we're playing is because we won the High Isle expansion as part of a competition and part of a raffle. So, turned out, I've had the game installed for all 8-9 years since release. I never uninstalled it, so all I had to do was run an update. And we were ready to go. And I just played through most of High Isle. That was what we were doing. We got the side quest to beat Golden Root here. Grahtwood map was our side quest purely because I wanted this house. The Goranir estate is one of... Okay. Long story short, Mama Raiden, Dark Raiden, kind of bankrolled my character with in-game currency to buy the place on the entire basis that the tree seed houses do sort of look like little hollowed out bird houses. And I have to agree, and I really do love the aesthetics of the place. And it's massive. It cost us 780,000 septims. I burnt through quite a bit of money grinding this biome though, because I was simultaneously leveled my crafting and buying a ton of resources to do so. That being said, I'm still positive 200k gold, so I definitely made back all the money in the world that I spent, and then some after buying the house. But, job done. That's the side quest complete. That's the whole thing we were doing over here. We've basically beat the entire area except for a handful of checklist things. And we can go back to what we were doing, which was High Isle. Which, awkwardly in hindsight, we really haven't explored a whole lot of, have we? We got the character to, we are now champion rank 26, which does actually, it still is XP, so the XP scroll still apply here, which is nice. And then the enlightened stat is just a, ooh, okay, so enlightened is just a, it's not a time thing, it's actually like an XP based thing. That's nice. Alright, we have one skill point. Maybe we're working. Thank you. That could actually screw with my crafting skills in the future. So, I think we're going to go back to High Isle. We've also got all of these areas we've been exploring. We've had Stonefalls, the Shan, Shadowfen. We went on a little bit of an exploration of Vardenfell. Eastmarch and the Rift all have a little bit of exploration. Purely because I was doing surveys over there. Surveys are places you get massive amounts of supplies or treasure. Because none of these areas over here, I don't believe, had a way shrine. Neither did most of this area here. I know I had to go actually on a bit of an adventure last week. We had to go north along the border. The borders here are a bit arbitrary because these are probably owned by the same faction. But we went north along here, up through all of this area. That was very loud, that actually scared me. Holy cow. We went north along here, all the way up to this town, so that we could then cross across into their border to the east, which took us into Reaper's March because there was no north crossing into Reaper's March, so we had to take the east-west crossing. And then Reaper's March we had to travel across. We had a ton of stuff over there, treasures and surveys, but just the amount of on-foot traveling we've done since we've abandoned High Isle has been very fascinating and really, really curious just trying to execute it. And you know how weird it is? How many games I play where I shun the fast travel system? To have one where I finally want to do stuff quickly and there is no fast travel system unless you put the legwork in first. You can't travel to a way shrine unless you've seen the way shrine. You get a freebie. Every time you walk into an area for the first time, you will get a one-way shrine, the closest one to where you went, for free. Besides that, you have to physically travel to all of them. And while I say it's a freebie, it's because you can fast travel to it, but it's not technically marked off on your map. You still have to physically go there and mark it off as a place you visited. So it's like a weird pseudo kind of there, kind of not way shrine.
Did you see what happened? An earthquake destroyed the Colossus of Gonfalon while the nobles were having a party.
But
the statue of the Baron Admiral.
In case you've missed it, we rocked up on High Isle, and High Isle has been a story regarding a ton of intrigue, and it's almost short, almost a murder mystery. It was a little bit short, but it is espionage, intrigue. The nobles are warring against each other in secret. You have a faction of knights with no crest on their armor. They are factionless. They do not wear their flags proudly. They hide their flag. But it is rumored that they are being bankrolled by a noble from High Isle, or one of the nobles in the political sphere that High Isle is included in. There was a whole party scheduled. And the king, prince, and princesses, the king, queen, prince, and princesses, the whole lot, like the whole Breton royal system. I don't know. I think it's Breton. But they were all coming down on a boat. And the knights with no crest basically plotted and perhaps orchestrated the entire catastrophe that there was those boats going missing in the night and rocking up as debris on the shore the following morning. We have actually collected and detained all three of the ships. I think they're quartermasters. I forget the name of their rank. But we have detained them all. They are cooperating willingly. But they do not have any idea where the nobles, the king, the queen, the princes have all gone. They have no idea. It has been canonically, I think, a week at this point since the ships crashed, and neither the knights with no crest nor us have found any actual headway on finding these missing royalty. And the fact that the knights with no crest could actually be getting bankrolled by a noble within the political sphere of High Isle is fascinating. What's even absolutely amazing on top of that is the fact that as a mystery story goes, there's no, you know how sometimes you get a movie where you immediately know who the bad guy is, but the characters will play dumb, and then the third act plot twist comes along where the obvious bad guy goes, I'm the bad guy, and all the characters go, what? No, you're the bad guy? But as the viewer, you know how it was so obvious it was painful? This genuinely has obfuscated what's actually going on so well that to this day I do not know what actually is going on. If there is a noble bankrolling the Knights with no crest, I haven't figured it out. Out of game, I haven't figured it out. Not even in character, the character wouldn't know, I just haven't figured it out. Of all the clues and foreshadowing the game has given me, they've done a bloody well job keeping the mystery an actual mystery. Credit where it's due to the writers, because it's one of the things holding this game up. The writing in this game, especially in the High Isle expansion, is impeccable. You're what's hitting me. Amber here right now. She is actually kind of a carry for keeping aggro off of me and healing. Is it down? The vent closed. It's a lot of hard work, actually. In case you didn't know, saw Raiden in chat today. Surgery went well. That's good to hear. I know she's been slightly active on Twitter too, since I had
to draw that map because you left the road to chase a fictional dragon. It's not my fault we're lost.
Squire and a sir, lords and ladies. You wouldn't happen to be from a stranded boat, would you? I have seen Raiden online on Twitter, but not in Discord, so I have known she's doing well. I'm glad to hear she went. Everything is going good since the surgery, though, because I hadn't read anything from her directly since then online. Good to hear. Either that or the twist is someone so ridiculous that it doesn't make sense. That's the thing, right? So, yeah, if it was like zero motivation, you just can't pin it on anyone, but it could be anyone, it's like, yeah, you know, whatever. But the thing is, so far in this High Isle storyline, everyone has at least some form of motivation and some form of alibi, which is baffling to me. The only cop-out answer is going to be someone I already suspect could be the person, which is one of the ruling lady over High Isle itself has a second in command or a personal assistant of some kind who has been name-dropped several times. The biggest cop-out answer is going to be he's the bad guy and incriminating her indirectly. But there's no way he'd be... There is no way he would be funneling money out of the royal coffer without being noticed, because that's the other thing that still has to take into account, right? Someone is funneling money into these knights with no crest. Which means it could be a noble directly or someone who is just insanely rich, like a lord or a lady. someone who collects taxes. But they all have motivation. They all have motivation. There's like a wizard who thinks that the ruler of High Isle is an idiot for not thinking court mages are necessary. And again, yeah, kind of have to agree. In a time of war, not only that, but in a time of being besieged by an unknown enemy, who is a powerful wizard, again, hint hint, you know, like, the enemy's a powerful wizard. Why would you not want a court wizard or a court warlock to try and help you fight against this super badass wizard on the enemy team? Could be him though, right? He could just be the badass wizard guy, right? But then you have the person who orchestrated the whole thing, the one who sent out the invites to bring them down in the first place, the person who technically created the entire reason for them to come down here, which would be a massive, like, incriminating piece of evidence if you are the reason they came down that caused them to get lost, kidnapped, and all that other sort of stuff, then maybe you have a stake in it, you know? Then you have, there's the third entity, the third noble we looked at, was just someone who was super sour towards the current leadership of High Isle. And of course, then you have the generic, oh, it's all just feud between the families and he might be trying to get some kind of petty revenge for an injustice that was done a couple of generations ago. As a way to basically dethrone the current ruling family of High Isle. They all have motivations. That's what's so brilliant about how it's been written so far. There's so many chess pieces in place, and I cannot tell who is who or whose motivation lies where yet, because it's so well written to keep it all obfuscated without being nasty or cheap or lazy in the writing. It's actually done so well that I could make an argument, and have just now, for several people in this storyline. There is technically a fourth entity, which is the person who hired us, but she has the strongest alibi of all and no motivation as far as I can tell. She doesn't have any ill will against the nobles of High Isle or any of the ruling families. She doesn't have any wish against the royalty. She is simply the owner of a large freighting company that owned the ships that were porting in the royalty. So it was her ships that went missing, and her cargo were the royals. She hired us to investigate why her ships were missing and what happened to her cargo, which you then find out was the nobles and the royal family. But so far, we don't have any direct ties between the Knights with No Crest, the Warlock, or any faction of nobility in High Isle. Because the Knights with No Crest report to the Warlock, and the Warlock has not revealed anything about his allegiance yet. Other than he seems to wish to disrupt the ruling order. He doesn't like the people in charge. That's the only clue we have. But the only people that said that so much without being so blunt was the noble family that was wronged by the current ruling family and have a grudge historically. They're the only people that match the description verbally of what the motivation is. But everyone else has reasons they might want to do something disruptive. And everyone on the suspect list has money and means to do so. It's a really interesting story. Right, so we have a squire and a sir, a lord, and a, well, sort of a lady. You're almost a lady. I read a book on, actually, the hierarchy. I think you're like 2 down from a sir.
What's this? Were you distracted by my glory?
You wish.
Do you not recognize the hero standing in front of you? My deeds may be humble, but my name lives on in song. Believe me. And now my squire and I are on our way to give the bards more to sing about.
Right, I got this hierarchy entirely wrong. You're a sir as in you've been knighted. You're not a sir as in a lord. probably don't even own land. Alright. Well, I mean, you're a Breton in High Isle, so I can't assume you're lost.
A minor setback, I assure you. We were going to stop a horde of bandits and elevate our names. But then a traveling druid told me about a dragon, and I confess my excitement got the better of me. No matter. We'll find some great villainy soon.
I'm sure you will. There's a volcanic vent right behind you that explodes on the hour. Would you like to go throw your sword at that?
She's angry with me. She feels that I failed to collect rations for this journey. Rations? Who needs food when adventures lie ahead? Her skills are commendable, but she still has much to learn. Which is why she is the squire and I am the knight.
Good luck. Wish you well.
If you're looking to rob us, we only have crumbs. My Knight Master was supposed to keep track of our supplies, but I think his vanity is rotting his brain. I just need to find him some sort of adventure so we can go back in triumph.
Are you wearing Mage's Guild robes? Are you from the Mage's Guild? But, I mean, I digress. You're in High Isle. You can just go find civilization and probably find some work there. The Mage's Guild pays well, assuming you are working for them. Why would you be relying on adventures solely for this man?
He won't do anything to help people. We've let 3 villages suffer because their problems weren't grandiose enough. I'm half tempted to invent some great villain just so he'll find the motivation to fight.
I heard there was an evil knight blocking the roads into a town to the south, did I? We're in the south. The south is Gonfalon Bay. What? Sure, there's a dastardly pirate ship terrorizing the west coast right now. With an enormous trove of treasure somewhere up north. None of these say lie. Modern Bethesda games. I shouldn't even be that dismissive, right? Even some of the older Bethesda games like Fallout New Vegas 3 and I believe pre-Bethesda Fallouts, you would be told when you were lying in dialogue. None of these have the lie signifier. Does that mean all of these are true? I'm going to send you down south, because at the very least I can hope you make it to Gonfalon Bay. There's an evil knight blocking the roads into a town to the south.
An evil knight, you say? Huh. You know, that just might be odd enough to work. My Knight Master will probably spend the entire trip challenging the other knights we meet along the road, but what else is new? I'll tell him about this villain right away.
Well, squire, do you know where we're going now? Lead on, I'll follow.
That was very awkward. They just remain silent. Disrupt the volcanic event. How do you do that? How do you disrupt the volcanic event? Jump on it? You sit in the lava? The lava that doesn't hurt? Is this it? No? I've never known how to disrupt them. I don't know. Whatever you're meant to do, I can't figure it out. Where were we going? What were we doing? Actually, what was I doing? I have wholeheartedly just no idea where it's going. Wow. We continue along the south coast. We've obviously discovered some of the stuff around here. Maybe we should go back and portal. What was I doing? You know what? We're gonna scry because we need to level up. Here is the worst thing you could ever possibly try and level up. Oh my lord. Scrying? Absolute nightmare. So that would get us 3. 1, 2, 4. So 1. 2. Already. I'm gonna go that one. Then we can go 3 and 4. All the way over there. That's gotta be my least favorite place for it to spawn. But maybe second least favorite place for it to spawn. There's another one that absolutely sucks, which I think is somewhere... not there, because there's no way shrine near it. Forgotten where it is, but it's just like a cliff area that really does suck. I might just pay 140 gold and portal out. Here we go, search near Stone Law Grove. What quest is that? Deadly investigations. That's Ascendant Order sites. That's the main story. Prisoners, prisoner problems. An advocate from the Society of the Steadfast wants someone to travel to Whalefall, an island off to the western coast of Amenos, to bring back evidence of the prisoners sent there. I accepted a job to go to Whalefall and find out what happened to the prisoners. Rod's map fragment. Found the body of a red guard, Rod. Looks like he died before retrieving a map to Captain Eshmedin and the Dufort shipyards. Rod didn't have this map fragment in his possession. His instructions said it could be found in a wreck in Whalefall. 2 locations taking me to Whalefall. I should head to Whalefall and look for it. Druid Pishka is worried about the increasing activity. Disrupt the volcano event. I to this day do not. Where would we be going? Go to Amenos Station, disrupt the volcanic event. Why do we need a boat to Amenos Station? Isn't this High Isle in Amenos? Is that Amenos there? Perhaps it is. Well, and it's such a large area for the dig site too. Ugh. 146 to let's check to see we can't get our stuff there, shall we? Can. Alien materials, literally 0 ironhide. Ouch. Some of the materials we purchased. We purchased some of these with the intent to flip, but we don't have any space in our store at the moment. Really? What? They just notify you. You've reached Champion 20. Your well-earned Golden Saint costume has been added to your collection. That's why we got the Golden Saint costume. There you go. If I go to Amenos Station, I'm gonna have to do like a whole introductory sequence, aren't I? I'll be right. Portaling back here. You know what costs money. It's also like literally on the map. I can see Gonfalon Bay on the map. I am not portaling to a place I can bloody well see. I have no idea how to activate this vent. I should go on another grind actually. This High Isle has been super fruitful for crafting supplies. I mean, just look at the map, even if we zoom in. It's super loaded. And we're still finding newer stuff too, this birch here at the moment. It's dragon. Dragon what? Dragon thorn. In fact, people can't find alchemical or clothing ingredients. I'll admit, Grahtwood. Pardon me, Grahtwood was one of the hardest places I'd ever had to search for green things among green things. But here in High Isle, where it's spotty grass at best, and a lot of dirt and rock. I mean, maybe it does really depend on where you are looking. As High Isle seems fine. I've never had an issue spotting any of the flowers or any of the alchemy ingredients. But I can imagine perhaps in places that are a lot darker texture for the terrain, then it might prove a bit more difficult without just running over the top and getting the prompt. Especially Grahtwood. Grahtwood was very mushy, soft dirt with dark green leaves everywhere. So when you run over a dark green bush with red flowers, the red flowers are the only thing you could pick visually to distinguish it from the rest of the grass around you. But then they do this thing where there's cosmetic flowers all around as well, so even if you do catch the colour difference subconsciously, you're never going to actually be paying that much attention to distinguish it from the rest of the cosmetic flowers and stuff that are all around the place. Not having travelled to many places, I've been to Betnick. Not only Betnick, there was Craglorn. Both were fairly desertish. The frozen wastes and tundras of Skyrim definitely are easier to see plants and stuff in. On top of that, again, High Isle is fairly easy to spot crafting supplies in as well. Grahtwood, I don't think I've seen a whole lot of crafting supplies in Vardenfell and Morrowind. All of that marshy, murky, soft soil kind of places are the ones that always seem to get me in trouble for finding them on the fly. But for the most part, the rest of the places seem fairly well. All of this came about when I was Googling what the, there's a perk called, let's just have a look. Kenai. There's a perk called Kenai. Wood in the world would be easier to see when you're 20 meters or closer. I don't think I've ever run past a set of wood. At the moment, like, it's either like it's just not in camera view, and then you turn around and see it was behind a rock or something. Or, like, I've never found a point where I've genuinely not seen wood that was in front of me. But I also feel the same way about the alchemy stuff. And people keep saying, if you Google it, what does it do? Is it worth it? All these different search phrases. Is it worth it was probably the one I think was the for the purpose of, what do you call it? For the purpose of having a brain that functions. Is it worth it? And the answer everyone seems to agree with online is yes. Even the people that were skeptical and says, I didn't think I needed it until I got it, and then realized how much I was missing. I don't know, and here's the thing that I'm not sure about. I don't know if getting the keen eye perk makes more appear. That's something that I didn't see compared in any of the forums talking about it. Keen eye might make more stuff appear. Because I say that, but I already feel like I run across a ton of it. And yet, I don't know, I still can't justify getting it just to try it out. And it all comes back to that whole assumption that I feel like I'm already hitting about 50% of the stuff I find. I'll admit I probably have missed a crap load of plants over in Grahtwood. I feel like there was a ton of stuff in Grahtwood that was super scarce. I would run into areas where there would be like a pile of wood, a couple of copper nodes, there would be tons of things all in a single spot. And then I'd move 10 yards away and there'd be nothing. But if you look at the map on KHAJIIT, it's just everywhere. Look at all the runes. Runes are one of the easiest ones to find because runes, they glow red. You will see them glow red before you see the rune stone itself. Then you have all of the herbs and everything that I found. The nernroot, I think, is what's marked here on the coastline. You have the blue axe and pick, which are... notification. The axe and pick, which are metal nodes. I think the axe and pick also include pewter and copper, don't they? You have all the cloth stuff. Alchemy ingredients are probably the fewest, so maybe there is a case to be made. But also it's the wood. I have a fair amount of wood over here, where we just came from earlier, but not a lot to the north. It's mostly runestones and iron, metals of some kind. What is that? What is that? What is that icon? Thieves' Trove. Oh, they get marked as well. Kind of neat. Item purchased. Forgot I bought items just now.
Well met.
Speaking of buying items, I still technically need, good lord, these people selling true wax for so much. Flooding the market like that can't be good for demand.
I've had it.
I mean, it means basically, if people are looking by price and sorting by price and not by recent, I guess it kind of guarantees me the sale if people hunt out our merchant all the way over in Somerset. Look at this, being sold for 14. We bought the last set at 6 and 7 coins per. We could easily double or triple our money. Same as what this guy's doing here. But we need to wait for space to open up. Shadow hide. Do I need 113 shadow hide for that cheap? Maybe. Maybe. On the basis that I will eventually need most of the resources just to fill writs and orders. But I'm really surprised to say no one is selling ironhide. Ancestor silk, Vito leather. You've got scraps, low level stuff. Rawhide for 8 each. How much do I have? 341. I need it. 50 leather, we've got plenty, we've got plenty. We've got tons. I wonder, if I join another guild, do I get another 30 slots to sell items at? Interesting thought, actually. If I join another guild, maybe I can sell another 30 items over there. Because the current... I can't see it here on the guild menu. You can join more than one guild. I don't know if it's 30 items total per character, or if it's 30 items per guild. It could very well be 30 items per character. Might have to find a second guild. Moonlight at in the second day. Oh, I love the floating books. Alrighty, I am yawning, so I think I'm gonna call it there. Let's go find a fence.
What we do here is...
Launder. Yeah, let me launder those. Let me sell these. I should sell some of my Jajota. Almost got 1,000 Jajota. I do have to remember though, my crafting resources are now account-wide, not character-wide. For as long as I have Elder Scrolls Online, they will remain so. How long do I have of that? When's that renew? I do wonder actually if I've been riding on the coattails of Elder Scrolls Plus, the premium subscription service. God, that life brings me up. Ever since I've had it, I've been abusing it, but my original plan, and I still do plan to do this, is to own the DLC and run EXO Plus permanently. Because it's still kind of expensive. $10 a month or whatever it is, base price. 120 a year. I mean, that's cigarette money at that price for me. Like, competing with the same budget, at the very least. I don't smoke anymore, but you know, you're comparing the same amount of money spent financially. Think of how many fast food burgers you could get in a year for $120. That's like 2 large meals a week or something, isn't it? Oh, not that egregious. A month? 2 large meals a month? $15 for a large meal, 30 each month. Okay, maybe it doesn't stretch that far, but stand my point. I'd probably be making a better point if I said, think how many $2 cheap cheeseburgers you could get, but I went for large meals. Then we get our mail. I hate this mail system is abysmal. It just doesn't load. We have it loaded. Give me my mail. Put those recipes in the guild bank. And I think we got treasure to sell that isn't listed as high value or ornate. We have, hang on. I'm just putting them in the bank. I don't think I can personally. I've never had a reason to personally use a repair kit. We're down to busy work and winding down. Do we have anyone online at the moment we could raid out to? Medical supplies, smithing equipment. Marsh transportation guide. Whisker ear scraper. Ear bone coat. Echo box. All side. Computer portrait frame, which I really wish was a furniture item, but it is not. There we go. $159 soul gems too. Should I sell? Honestly, I might put all my food up in the bank. I don't know if there's a limit on what you can put in the bank, but I think there is a bank. There's bank storage limit, but I don't think there's a personal limit of what you put there. Pretty sure you can put as much as you want in there, and I might put my low-level food in there for now. Not now, more like later. Bad phrasing, I know, but maybe that's in it. F11 it. Let's have a look. Such a bash is on Valheim, actually. Fracture Chris is streaming again. We'll head over and say hello to Fracture Chris. He's not been online for a while. I'm gonna be good to go say hello if he is. TV. I managed to squeeze an extra hour out of the night. 4 hours isn't so bad. It's normally what I spend on a single game before switching, but I'm just switching instead of to a different game. I'm switching to bed and sleeping. I'm kind of concerned by whatever that guy over there is. Lumpy is playing Doom, Tone is playing Outriders, Jonathan Raymaker, Valheim, and Tuna Pickle is still streaming Days Gone. Tuna Pickle was on like 2 hours, 3 hours prior to me. Good lord, and the recommended channels on Twitch always give me a headache. What am I seeing? Oh, that explains why it's giving me a headache. It's because it's Call of Duty. It doesn't even have sound playing, it's just watching it. It's like, why is the FOV so zoomed out? Why is everything so awkward and janky looking? I can't really talk about zoomed out FOVs. I do that in Minecraft. It really drives people insane. Alright, we have a choice. The original Doom with Wumpy, or Outriders with Tone Dust, of course. The sitting at the back with 21 viewers. The third pick is going to be Jonathan Raymaker, and I will set up a pick 3 with the bot. We have Wumpy, Tone Dust. But your picks category-wise, the original Doom, Outriders, and Valheim, respectively, with Wumpy, Tone Dust, and Jonathan. Did my Steam overlay crash? No, because I still hear Wumpy firing shotguns in Doom. My game froze. My game unfroze. Do not have an overlay. I have an overlay. You know what? Hey, I think I'm gonna make an executive decision here, but I want the bot to agree with me. Bot, you better be right. Okay, well, that's a shame. I'm sorry, Jonathan, but we will be going with Wumpy22 because he is still on his way to affiliate. Lord, his game sounds like a nightmare. I'm gonna have to turn him down. Steam overlay crashed again. I don't remember. No, okay. Whatever he's playing is not the original DOS version of Doom because these sounds are not Blaster Card or whatever they were running back in the day. Sound Blaster. It's like Doom 2 or like a Doom modded. This is like a super revamped version of the game. It sounds impressive, and you're definitely playing way more sounds simultaneously than the original games would be out of hand. But we'll head over and you can gawk at whatever he's playing with me. One of the first games I ever played was the original Doom. Oh, the shotgun sounds gorgeous. The double barrel shotgun. Honestly, I really do like these sounds. It just says he's playing Doom 1, but I never beat much more than the Doom demo. Alright, I've meandered about. Thank you everyone who's joined me today on my, what we'll call it a treasure hunt. My awkward meandering around Grahtwood. Next time, I will probably try and get back into the High Isle storyline, and we'll see what we can actually do, figuring out all of this intrigue and espionage going on between the High Isle nobles and what's actually going on in the Breton political sphere, I suppose. Just real quick, because it's crashing. There we go. So, if you would like to use the global emotes on Twitch, we have a raid. If you have a subscription, we have the paid. And if you have 100 channel points, you can grab that same old dorky face and throw a stinky cheese in the middle. Dorky face cost you 100 points, but I'll see everyone over in One Piece chat.